the Brooklyn Nets landed another former NBA All-Star in the buyout market. Before going straight to the content, here is the brand new information on the channel is that 3 lucky winners will get a chance to win PS5. Only you have to just comment your views on this trade in the comments section below. Let's start today's topic. Almost 3 weeks after signing free agent Blake Griffin, who was bought out by the Detroit Pistons, the Nets reached a deal with LaMarcus Aldridge. The person requested anonymity because he was not authorized to speak publicly until the signing is official. Aldridge, a 7-time All-Star, reached a buyout agreement with the San Antonio Spurs after the team couldn't find a deal before the trade deadline expired. This is another coup for the Nets, who are making a push to win the Eastern Conference. And a disappointment for the Miami Heat, who wanted to add a big man to the roster. There are still options for Miami such as Andre Drummond and Gorgui Dieng. Brooklyn added James Harden in a blockbuster trade in January, giving the Nets a big 3 of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Harden. They have played just 7 games together, mostly because of Durant's absence due to a hamstring injury that has sidelined him for the past 21 games. There is no timetable for Durant's return, but the Nets keep winning. They are 31-15, 1.5 games behind the first-place Philadelphia 76ers in the East, and have won 9 of their past 11 games. A 7-time All-Star, Aldridge has played for the Portland Trail Blazers, 2006-2015, and the Spurs. He averaged 13.7 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 25.9 minutes in 21 games with San Antonio this season. Brooklyn needed another big man alongside DeAndre Jordan and Griffin. Give Nets general manager Sean Marks credit. He sees an opportunity to reach the NBA Finals, and he's doing all that he can to give first-year coach Steve Nash the players to do it. Aldridge and the Spurs agreed to a contract buyout on San Antonio was unable to trade the veteran player. He told reporters Nets All-Star Kevin Durant helped recruit him to Brooklyn. Aldridge said his relationship with former Spurs assistant coach and current Nets general manager Sean Marks helped make his decision easier. The 7-time All-Star said he's not concerned about being a starter or All-Star type player with Brooklyn and he was just here to play basketball. Aldridge spent 5+ seasons with the Spurs and was named to the NBA All-Star team 3 times while in San Antonio. But his role with the Spurs diminished this season as head coach Greg Popovich moved ahead with the development of the team's younger players. Popovich decided to bring Aldridge off the bench earlier this season and then announced it after the NBA All-Star break. The team and Aldridge had mutually decided to part ways. Aldridge was asked during his media availability about his time in San Antonio. "My whole time there was great. I have no regrets. I learned a lot for sure. The defensive mentality, the whole discipline side of things and how to take care of business and be a good team," said Aldridge. "I think everything I did there and learned there can help here." LaMarcus Aldridge joins Blake Griffin as another buyout addition for the Brooklyn Nets. After giving up over $7 million in salary to leave the San Antonio Spurs, veteran big man LaMarcus Aldridge signed a deal for the rest of this season with the Brooklyn Nets. A day after multiple outlets reported the two had agreed to terms, the Nets tweeted out a photo of Aldridge signing his contract. According to multiple reports, the deal is for the veteran minimum for the remainder of this season. LaMarcus Aldridge became a free agent after the San Antonio Spurs bought out the remainder of his $72 million contracts. LaMarcus Aldridge joins a frontcourt that includes Blake Griffin, another addition from the buyout market. Blake Griffin signed a 1-year free agent contract with Brooklyn earlier this month as the Nets, in second place in the Eastern Conference, gear up to try to make a deep postseason run. Aldridge, at 35 years old, was in the final year of a 3-year deal he signed in 2017. He was making $24 million this season, his 15th in the NBA. With The Athletic reporting he gave back $7.25 million in salary to facilitate his departure from the Spurs. a former second overall draft pick by the Chicago Bulls in 2006 out of Texas. LaMarcus Aldridge has averaged 19.4 points and 8.3 rebounds over 1,024 career games, 980 starts. An all-star in 3 of his seasons in San Antonio, Aldridge fills one of the few holes for the potent Nets. He can play power forward or center, giving Brooklyn a reliable post-up presence to play with its collection of outside threats. Aldridge's agent, Jeff Schwartz, told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski his client will sign a veteran minimum contract worth $2.6 million. Aldridge announced he was retiring from the NBA after experiencing an irregular heartbeat during a game. He said it was time to put my health and family first. The agreement came after Wojnarowski reported the Nets traded DeAndre Jordan and 4 future second-round draft picks and $5.78 million to the Detroit Pistons for Jahlil Okafor and Sekou Doumbouya. Aldridge played in 26 games between his time with the San Antonio Spurs and Nets in 2020-21. He averaged 13.5 points and 4.5 rebounds while shooting 47.3% from the floor. Fans didn't get to see what he could do in a limited role on a title contender since he logged only 5 appearances with the Nets. The small sample was encouraging, as he enjoyed a career-high 61.1% true shooting rate, per Basketball Reference. Aldridge turned the mid-range jumper into his signature, which made him a throwback as teams encouraged their players to either score inside or step behind the three-point line. Over the past 2 seasons, he began expanding his range. He set a personal best with 61 made threes in 2019-20, hitting 38.9% of his attempts, and was slightly ahead of that pace in 2020-21, averaging 3.1 makes per game. Aldridge is no longer in his prime, but his track record speaks for itself. He's averaging 19.4 points and 8.2 rebounds through 15 seasons. A diminished version of Aldridge still has value to a contender. The Nets are familiar with his skill set, and he doesn't have to be a focal point of the offense with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden to lead the way. If Aldridge can offer close to what he did during the 2019-20 season, he'll be a valuable role player for head coach Steve Kerr in the Nets' quest to win a championship. Center Andre Drummond, waived by Cleveland, remains another top choice for teams seeking help from the buyout market. Aldridge was also an All-Star 4 times in Portland before joining the Spurs. So what do you think of this trade? Do let us know in the comments section below and get a chance to win a brand new PS5. If you enjoyed watching the video, do like and share, and yes, don't forget to hit that notification bell. Thank you so much.